Hi, I'm Dawn Damari, and you're listening to the Teaspoon of Healing audio blog. This is the third post in the series, and I just wanted to let everyone know that these are available on iTunes, Spotify, everywhere else that podcasts are found, and they're also on my website. So again, you can choose to read them or you can listen on here. So this one is about how to tune into your intuition. And it's some examples from my life on how I learned to develop my intuition. So have you ever known something and you didn't really have the evidence to back it up, or felt off about a person or a situation or something you're doing, but you might have not known why you felt that way? Well, that's your intuition, and it has a lot to tell you. But it's not always easy to learn how to develop that. And what is our intuition? So our intuition is the subconscious part of our brain. And what it is it's sending you little hunches that it's getting based on its analysis of things that you're going through. It's sort of a second type of intelligence, and it's a little unfamiliar with most of us, especially in this modern world. And trusting our intuition can be very difficult, especially for those of us who are logical or who are trained in the sciences or who spend a lot of time in their heads. And this logical mind, of course, is very useful at work, at school, in scientific endeavors, medicine, pretty much most of our lives. But this logical mind tends to chatter, and it tends to ignore feelings from our emotions. And it's easy to overthink things and to try to just think of the most logical explanation for something, when sometimes it's very important to listen to your intuition. Learning to trust your intuition can be really powerful, and it can be a way to make some really important decisions in our lives, or to figure out who to trust and maybe who to stay away from. It can also tell us what we need to let go and maybe what we should pursue. So how did I learn to tap into my intuition? It kind of took a while, but here's a few tips that helped me. One thing I did was to learn to meditate. I know I talk a lot about this, but being still and meditating really helps. You can just focus on your breath, and you don't need to be on a cushion in lotus position. You can actually do it anywhere where you can quiet your mind. And if you don't really feel comfortable with meditation, I know a lot of people don't, you could take a quiet walk in nature. The more you practice this, being still and quieting your mind, it's much easier to tap into your subconscious. Another way to develop your intuition is to walk alone in nature, and try not to bring your phone, or if you do, just put it on airplane mode, because I know a lot of us, including me, like to snap pictures on walks. This is a really good way to turn off your logical mind and tune into your instinct. I don't know what it is about nature and being alone in it, being peaceful in nature, but just really puts me in touch with my emotions and I guess more of our primal selves. This is a really good way to listen to your gut instinct. You might find a lot of insights when you're out in nature. Another way is being creative, whether it's art, writing, music, crafting, whatever creative endeavors you're into. It's a really great way to get into the zone. You can tune out your daily stress, your to-do list. When you're really in the zone and creating something, a lot of insights will come to you. You can even try what's known as intuitive writing or free writing, where you just take a piece of paper and a pen and just write down the thoughts that come into your mind. Just really delve deep into yourself and see what comes out. If you need an answer, it might come out during this. And a lot of you might be saying, well, I'm not creative. That's not true. All of us are creative. You don't have to make a masterpiece. Just the fact that you're creating something will really help you get more in tune with your emotions and your intuition. Another way that I learned how to develop my intuition was to pay attention to my energy levels. When I'm around someone or doing something, sometimes I take a moment and see how I feel. Do I feel energized or do I feel drained? That's a sign from your body that someone or something is not good for you, or that someone or something you're doing is really good for you. Another way to develop your intuition is to focus on your body. Notice how your body feels when you think about something or someone. You might actually feel sick to your stomach. You might feel tired or dizzy, nervous or off. You may even notice a pain in a particular body part or pain from an old injury site. Or you might feel really good. You might feel really happy. You might feel butterflies in your stomach. Those are cues from your intuition. And if all of these things don't come naturally to you, don't worry, because with practice, you can learn how to get more in touch with your body. Belly breathing is a really great way to do that. Focusing on your breath and breathing from your belly is a really great way to relax and tune into your body and notice where you feel pain or discomfort. It's a really good thing to do at night. And the last way to tune into your intuition is to pay attention to your hunches and follow up on these hunches and see if they actually were true. The next time you have a hunch about something, write it down, even if it seems totally ridiculous. Then come back to this list of your hunches later and review them. Which one of those were right and which ones were wrong? You might be surprised. And think back to the past. Were there times where you had a hunch or a gut feeling about someone? Maybe a coworker or someone you had to interact with a lot and you had a gut instinct. Were you right or wrong? That was your intuition talking to you, and perhaps even screaming at you if it was a red flag. Keep these feelings in mind and try to follow them. Your intuition will not steer you wrong. Now, this is just a small list of how I learned how to tap into my intuition. When I took some classes in Reiki, that helped me a lot as well. I know some of you out there are not really into that, and that's fine. For me, I found it very helpful. So these are just a few ways, though. I will follow up with this with a few more things that happened to me in my life and how I learned to trust my intuition. So stay tuned. And again, you can find all of these on iTunes, Spotify, and my website. They're not traditional podcasts, but they are available wherever you get your podcasts. And thank you for listening.